Welcome back to another Southside 60 podcast, this series of the Indians. We had 3 games over the weekend. It was kind of a disappointing weekend. We only got 1 win out of it, but I wouldn't say we played bad in all 3 games. We only played bad in 1 game. The first game, Sox won 2-0. Cease pitched to Gem, 5 innings, 4 Ks, no runs. I think he had a couple too many walks. I believe it was 5, so that's something we've got to get under control. We'll talk about Lucas Giolito in the third game had a couple walks too many, but he kind of turned it over and turned a new leaf in the second half of the game. Luis Robert scored on a double play. It was kind of some small ball, and then Engel scored on a solo home run in the 8th, I believe. The game 2, we did not play well. We came into this game without a starter. Basically, we pulled a Tampa Bay Ray opener. Matt Foster came in and gave us 2 clean innings, 2 good innings, and then we brought in Drew Anderson, who Ricky Renteria said we were supposed to get 3, maybe 4 innings out of him. If you want to know how well he pitched, he didn't. He got DFA'd the next day. He gave up 6 runs in the 4th inning off of 2 home runs and I think a single that scored someone. He just did not look good. There was no reason to leave him in. It was after the first home run, there was no reason to leave him in. It was basically admitting defeat and saying we don't really care about this game. And it was a game we needed to care about. It's a division game. They're 3rd in the standings. We're 4th in the standings. If we would have won that game and we would have won last night, it probably would have been a lot closer. We would have been 3rd in the standings. We come into Detroit looking to take 2nd in the standings, as the AL Central is very close right now, as the Twins have lost 3 in a row. And everybody else is basically right behind them, only a few games back for each team. The only clean spot of that game 2 was Yoan Moncada homered, and Zach Birdie made his MLB debut pitching on the mound for the White Sox. He only allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and no runs. He comes into that game throwing hard. MLB debut, and he tops 99. I am excited to see him. We've got some hard throwing pitchers in the bullpen this year. Matt Foster throws hard. He's got good movement. Cody Hoyer throws hard. I'd say Cody Hoyer throws the hardest out of all these guys. Has great movement on that sinker, and then Zach Birdie throws hard. He's got some pretty good movement. It was kind of funny to watch him not realize what to do with his first strikeout ball on the mound. He was very confused. We'll go to game 3 now. Cleveland wins this one 5-4, and extras finished in the 10th inning. Abreu solo home run in the bottom of the 2nd, put the Sox on top, but the Indians came back in the top of the 3rd, ready to score. Cesar Hernandez with the 1 RBI double, Jose Ramirez with the 1 RBI single, all in the top of the 3rd, gave them the 2-1 lead. McCann came back out. I like this idea with McCann catching and Grandal playing first. You can have Grandal DH too. He doesn't need to play first, but I get given Abreu just a hitting night, which he capitalized off hitting that home run in the bottom of the 2nd. But McCann came out. He solo home run in the bottom of the 6th, tied up the game. Franmil Reyes singled in the 8th, scoring. Carlos Santana put in the game 3-0. Or 3-2, I believe. Sorry. And then we get into extra innings. Indians scored 2 in the 10th off of a good bunt play. It was a good play. And then we could not get the job done to get them out, so they scored an extra run there. They were up 5-3 going into the bottom of the 10th. Then we got this huge rain delay after Domar Mazara scored, so now it's 5-4. We get this huge rain delay. About 30 minutes of rain delay. Honestly, for the way it was raining and the way that they kept them on the field trying to finish out the game before having to actually move them off the field, the field recovered very nicely, but the Sox just couldn't get it done. It's frustrating to see. We had 2 guys on base and 2 outs to play with. Larry Garcia popped up on the first pitch, I believe, and Yoan Moncada grounded out, I believe, I don't know. He got out somehow. That's the problem. We had the top of the order up with 2 guys on base, only needing 1 run, and we couldn't get anything. We couldn't even move our guys over. I did like the lineups though. We had Larry Garcia leading off for the Sox last night, and without Tim Anderson there, I like that idea because he is one of our best on base guys right now. In a short stretch, he's been one of our best hitters. He kind of fell off, which I think maybe we don't keep him there. But I like the idea of it before the game started and before he. I think he went 0 for 4 last night. That's the only problem I had with it. But we go into this next series with the Tigers. The Tigers are, I believe, on a win streak. They're playing really well. We have to go in. We got to go in. We've got 3 games with them. All we've got to do is win 2 of them. We should win 2. We got Dallas Keuchel on the mound tonight. Dylan Cease on the mound tomorrow, I believe. That would make the most sense to me. Or no. Let's look real quick. But we've got guys that are going to go out there and they're going to get out there and they're going to go throw strikes. And that's all. The offense needs to get back to work. That's been our most troubling problem for the past couple of days. Past 2 series is our offense has not been able to work very well. We're kind of struggling at the plate, and we're supposed to be one of the top offensive teams, so that is a huge problem. Like I said earlier, if Larry Garcia is leading us at the plate, there's probably a problem since our team looks like Jose Abreu, Tim Anderson, Yohan Moncada, Eloy. You keep going down the list. You got all these great hitters, and we can't seem to hit the ball other than right 2 guys. But anyways, yeah, we've got the Detroit Tigers series coming up. That should actually be a pretty good series. I like that series. They're second in the AL Central right now, so they've got that playoff lock going. But they're only half a game back from Minnesota. Like I said, Minnesota's lost 3 in a row. We are 2 games back from Minnesota. All we've got to do is win a game, and all of a sudden we're in 2nd or 3rd place tonight. If we win tonight, we're in 2nd or 3rd place, depending on what Cleveland does. If we win the series, we most likely move up into 2nd place. I forget who Cleveland is coming up and playing. Checking it right now. But like I said, we've got to get back on a win streak. Detroit is on a 3-game win streak. Minnesota is on a 4-game win streak, or 4-game loss streak. I'm sorry. And we've got to take care of business in Detroit. We can't let them come out and beat us. There's no reason to let them take 3 games, take 2 games. We should be the top team here. Detroit's kind of on a lucky streak right now, is what I believe. They got to play. They got to play the Pittsburgh, which just gives you a couple free wins right there. That's the problem. I think what'll happen is we win 2 at least, and then we move into 2nd or 3rd place. Like I said, depending on what Cleveland does. Well, we're going to take a quick look around the league. We're going to start off looking around the league with looking at the power rankings. The Sox end up in the 13th spot, actually moving up 1 spot from last week, which I honestly don't agree with. We have not played well in the last week to move up a spot. Somehow, I'm looking at this now. Cardinals are in the 14th spot. They haven't played a game in almost 2 weeks, so that makes no sense to me, but we'll look at it here. Number 1 team in the MLB, the Los Angeles Dodgers. What a surprise. They're kind of a super team. It's LA. LA's a good team in every sport because they've got the money, they've got the area, they've got the glam, the glitz, and the fame. The Dodgers have won 9 of their past 12 with a plus 29 run differential. Mookie Betts looking great pickup, easy pickup too. They've produced 2 or more homers 8 times in their past 11 games. Number 2, the Yankees. They did not have a great weekend. They're dropping 3 out of 4 to the Rays. Rays are looking good. I'm not surprised. Tyler Glasnow holding it down in their rotation right now. Here's the biggest thing for the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton, is out with a strained left hamstring. Yankees now seem a little more mortal at 10-6. Giancarlo is such a big name on that team. Last season they lose him and Aaron Judge. They still play really good baseball, but they can't lose 3 out of 4 games to the Tampa Bay Rays. But hey, it happens sometimes. I think that they'll flip around and be able to pick back up where they left off last season. The A's are in the 3 spot, which I like. They were 7th last week. That's a 4 position jump. They pulled off that 3-game sweep over the Astros. That extends their win streak to 9 games. It's the longest of any team this season so far, and I think they can keep going, to be honest. Now the big story, and I know that's what we're waiting for here. The big story from the A's and the Astros, that fight. Oh, Laureano gets hit twice, one with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball in the back, and then this second one, a 78-mile-an-hour slider. But here's the problem. You don't throw a slider straight. And you can watch the video of Laureano getting hit when he's talking to the pitcher. He's throwing a slider straight. You got to flick your wrist to throw a slider. It's not gonna spin. There's no spin rate on a ball that you don't flick your wrist to. You can't get a ball to slide through the strike zone like that without flicking your wrist. So it looks intentional. I'm sorry. If you're an MLB pitcher and you throw a slider, you know how to throw a slider. You're not throwing it straight. I get Laureano. Now here's the thing. He's mad because he's been hit twice. The A's were hit 6 times over the weekend against the Astros, but he's mad, but he's not mad enough to start a fight. He's not charging them out, and he's telling them, hey, stop throwing a slider straight. But he gets to first base, and he's kind of just, still kind of complaining a little bit. And the Astros hitting coach, a coach is the one getting on him from the dugout. That's a problem. For the MLB needs to realize that a coach. The coaches are the guys who are supposed to be able to stop the fights and cool people down, not the ones who are supposed to incite tempers flaring and everything like that. The Astros are going to be the most. We know this. The Astros are the most targeted team this year. They go into Oakland against the A's. By the way, Mike Fire's team, the guy who kind of basically said, oh yeah, the 2017 Astros were cheating. I was there and I know what was happening. And they throw at him 6 times in 3 games. That's kind of suspicious. But anyways, their hitting coaches, one of their hitting coaches, the guy who incites Laureano, he takes off his helmet and starts running at him. And then, the guy's trying to stop their coach from talking to him or from being in his way, tackle him. We're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, and baseball is so worried about the Cardinals not being able to play for 3, 4, 5, however many weeks we want to go on for because they've got COVID. But the Astros and the A's can sit there and be in a bench clearing brawl, and this is I wouldn't say it's not a UFC fight, but it is a baseball brawl. These guys were on top of each other, shoving each other around, and in my opinion, both these teams should not be allowed to play until everybody's COVID negative, or whoever, if anybody is COVID positive, they're removed from the team for the time being, for the 72 hours, 2 negative tests, whatever, because you're supposed to stay separated, and you can't stay separated when you're on top of each other in a bench clearing brawl. That's kind of my rant for that. I believe that the Astros threw at the A's 6 times in 3 games. There should be a bigger suspension than Joe Kelly's 8 games for not even hitting a guy and telling him nice swing and just giving a little crybaby face. By the way, if you want to go buy a Joe Kelly shirt, just do it. Wear it to an Astros game next year. It should be pretty funny. Don't try to fight any Astros fans though. We'll go up to next to the Cardinals and the Pirates games have been postponed. So that gives them what? 2 or 3 series now postponed for the Cardinals. Looking more and more like the Sox won't play them, or they'll be postponed after I believe they play them after this Detroit series. So that's concerning. I get it, they have COVID. It's kind of been a long postponement. They are not allowed to work out together. They're really not allowed to leave their hotel or anything, which is kind of a small problem because they can't go work out at all then. So they've got to basically have, just like the MLB did as a whole, coming back from suspending the season to going and, hey, you guys might need a second summer camp because you guys couldn't keep your guys out of a casino and couldn't stop guys from just following the protocol and being safe in a worldwide pandemic, to where I think it's 17 guys now the total, or something like that, for the Cardinals with COVID positive tests between staffers and players. They need to be penalized for it. They need to forfeit games. There should be no reason why you miss that many games, because It's not even like, oh, they caught it because Miami caught it. No, they caught it because they had guys going out to casinos in St. Louis. That is bad management by the St. Louis Cardinals as a whole. There should be no reason that they should be at casinos. If they're there to play baseball, they're there to play baseball. And any other year where there's not a worldwide pandemic, sure, go to a casino. But this year, when the players fought so hard to just play baseball, and then you're gonna throw it away because you need to go to a casino. You just threw away what, I don't know, probably 15% of your season is now postponed because you guys couldn't just stay in your hotel. That's my problem with the Cardinals. So I think the Cardinals handled their COVID protocols probably the worst out of any team in the MLB. Now, to one of the best teams that has one of the best COVID protocols is the Indians. They're obviously, they're in Chicago against the Sox for the past 3 games. We already talked about those games. We lost 2 out of 3 of them. But Zach Plesac, who pitched in the second game, left their hotel, and I get it, I guess, kind of. He used to live around here. He went to my high school, but he left the hotel in Chicago, and the Indians told him, okay, get a rental car and drive yourself home and don't come back until you're negative, because they don't want to take any chances. They don't want to be the next St. Louis Cardinals, which is probably the smartest idea that you can do, to just send him home, make sure he gets his 72 hours, 2 negative COVID tests, and you discipline him. I mean, honestly, I can see the Indians fining him. There's no reason to be out there. Like I said with the Cardinals, why is your team allowing you to go out to a casino? Well, in Zach Plesac's head, why are you leaving the hotel? You know the reasons why you're not allowed to. So why are you doing it? That's my biggest thing this year. That's why I think when teams will have to hand out these suspensions, MLB will have to hand out these suspensions for guys breaking the COVID protocol. It's not on, why is the MLB being so hard on them? No, it's their fault. Why did they leave the hotel? Why did they leave? Why can't they just follow the simple rules? Like, you asked to play here, you asked to play this season, you've fought and struggled with it for so long and made the fans wait, and then you're gonna go, hey, by the way, we're just gonna go out to casinos and we're just gonna leave our hotels. Luckily, it was just Zach Plesac for the Indians who just left the hotel. But keep it in the hotel. You've got enough stuff in the hotel. You can sit with the team. You can play you can do all these different things with the team. Like, you have your hospitality rooms in the hotels. There's things that you can do. It's not like it's, okay, the game's over, go back to your hotel room and sit there and sleep, wake up, get ready to go to the field. Like, you're allowed to go. You can go get dinner in the hotel. You can go hang out with the rest of your teammates in the hotel. There's things that you can do. There's no reason to leave the hotel at this point in the season. But that'll have to be it for this Southside 60 podcast. This one regarding the Indians series, where we lost 2 out of 3 of the games. Now we sit in 4th place. Like I said, we're only 2 games back from first place, Minnesota. And then it goes Minnesota, Detroit, Cleveland. Detroit and Cleveland are both only half a game back. So like I said, we can make a big jump over this next week, playing Cleveland in 3 games, or Detroit in 3 games. But that'll be it for the Southside 60 podcast with the Indians series. Look out tomorrow for the recap of the Detroit game tonight, and in 3-4 days, look out for the